Yo, you already know who it is. It's your boy. We back in the den. This is the Director's Den with Iameddiejackson, KFCIMAGES own, the city's own. We've been rocking out down here. Boy, we've been getting it in the past few weeks, man. I hope y'all really been enjoying the episodes. I hope y'all really just been taking in really everything that we just trying to, really give, you know what I mean? Like this is giving back to the community, man, and we giving out flowers on the show, you know what I mean? So everything is just going swell. Listen, tonight's interview is exclusive. I'm trying to tell y'all boys, they don't know. We in the studio right now with somebody that I was just somewhere with him. And this is how they walked up to him. They said, "Yo, what up, legend?" I was like, "Oh, okay. He get his respect around here. Okay." And it was a big game. I mean, it's a lot of faces in the building. To be called legend and to be made to stand out like that, to me, that was like, yo, we got to get him in the den because, we all about success. And this guy right here, man, he's young. He's hungry. He been getting to it. I can't wait to just bring him in, man, and y'all just really just hear his story. So I'm going to start y'all off like this because y'all know I'm on that Shannon Sharp time. Marshall Wickman. Yes, hey, I'm going to give you the name up front because, boy, goated like that. Marshall Wickman is a dedicated student whose passion lies in bringing art to life through images, videos, and editing. What began as a childhood love for sports has evolved into a unique and exciting avenue for creative expression. While sports have been instrumental in Marshall's journey, his skills extend far beyond sports film and editing. With extensive experience in creating retail videos, capturing beautiful moments in weddings, and designing stunning graphics, Marshall approaches every project with enthusiasm and a distinctive creative perspective. As a self-taught individual, Marshall takes pride in his ability to consistently deliver top-tier content, constantly striving to create art that leaves people speechless. Rest in peace. His passion for this hobby runs deep, and he is excited about the prospect of turning it into a career. Marshall is grateful for his opportunity to share his journey and looks forward to collaborating with everybody he comes across to create something bigger than himself. Ladies and gentlemen, whatever you know the saying, man, raise it up for my boy Marsky. What up, boy?
What's good, brother? Feels good to be here.
Yes, sir. We got you in the den.
Yes,
That's
sir.
crazy.
It's nice down here. I'm not gonna lie.
Man, we're developing.
Yeah.
We're developing. Yo, I told you I got a surprise, and I just feel like this is so fitting for my boy Marsky. I want you to do this interview. In these Cartier buffs.
Oh, the buffs.
Come get them, man. Come get them.
Buffs.
You need to do the interview in the buffs. You got to do them in the buffs, man. Man. This is big time. This is big time.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh, you good? Hey,
Where my cover at?
Oh, you done knocked the styrofoam. It's right there. It's underneath the. Hold on, I got you.
There we go. Am I tweaking? You got better eyesight than me. Let me see it.
You good?
Appreciate you. The buffs is crazy. Oh, yeah.
We back. I told you we developing.
Yeah.
It's real player stuff over here, you know what I mean?
The buffs is crazy, brother.
The buffs is going nuts right now. Yo, Marsky.
Yes, sir.
How's it been, my dog?
It's been good, brother. Staying blessed out here, getting work done.
That's what's
trying
up,
to keep pushing,
man.
What about you, brother?
Man, dude, I kind of feel like things are starting to slow up.
Yeah.
A little bit on one end of the spectrum.
Mm-hmm.
But then I feel like on the other end of the spectrum, it's like, you know, it's real cool. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like everything going smooth, things is popping off.
For sure.
You know what I mean? And we making movement. You know what I mean? There's a lot of motion. You know, man. You know, when I met you, it was one of those like situations like I was just up there shooting at Pick Central.
Yeah.
And I swear, like every time people like was around you, it just was like, you know, you be looking, you read the room, like who is the young dude? You know what I mean? On the sideline, you know, he look all cool, bro. He's got some nice little fit on or something on the sideline. He got his camera, and everybody like they would gravitate to your camera.
For sure, yeah.
So, you know, it got me thinking, who is this dude? So that's why we here, man. That's why we here. We're gonna talk about who is Marshall Wickman. That name sound like you were like a rapper, like I swear Eminem, like no cap. And you got the buffs on right now.
Yes, sir.
That's very Detroit of you.
That's crazy. Yeah, nah.
Talk about the early childhood, man, and just growing up and
Bro,
you know
like,
before picking up the camera.
Yeah, man. Before, I mean, like, sports always been a part of my life, for real. So, growing up, I grew up on south side of Columbus and Obetz. And I went to, you know, some little school, rural school down in Hamilton Township. And sports always been a big part of my life. I mean, I grew up playing baseball, football. I wrestled. I played soccer. I mean, I did everything. So, sports being so important in my life growing up, it was really kind of like it was a void where like I always had something to do, and my parents are really involved in my life in the sense that they want me to be driven and they want me to be doing something at all times, really.
Right.
And, you know, sports. You know, my whole life not doing sports was never an option. So like when I got up to the point, you know, when I was growing up, where I had creativity involved in my life and I wanted to start shooting and stuff, and that ended up being something I decided to do and you know, drop the sports my sophomore year. But nah, man, before the camera, really, I just, you know, I didn't even really go out and hang out all that much. I mean, I was always doing something, you know. I mean, I started video editing when I was, and this is before the camera, I just started video editing when I was 12, 13 years old. And I would edit Fortnite videos and, you know, video games. And,
So that's how I got started.
and that's how I got started, brother.
That's crazy.
I was doing commissions when I was like 12 years old for, you know, people in Florida, you know, doing video game edits, you know. So,
That's
but
crazy.
the entrepreneurship for me too also started at a young age. I was same age, 12 or 13, when I was making them videos. I created my own little video game team, and ended up bringing in a couple racks, you know, a month. And we ended up having my LLC when I was 12 years old. I had somebody in Florida make the LLC for me. It was one of my investors.
So you was in Florida?
Nah, I wasn't in Florida, but I had investors in Florida that were that I legally couldn't even have an LLC at 12 or 13. So I had to have an LLC made by one of my investors, and that's how it turned out. But we, yeah, man, we were paying, you know, people like, you know, big numbers, like $300 a month just to be playing video games. And my mom told me, you know, when I got into high school that video games wasn't gonna be a reality, and I didn't want to believe her, but I did. And then that's when I got into all the camera stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Now you're from Central Ohio? Are you from
Yeah.
Columbus?
Yeah. So I grew up, like I said, I grew up in Obetz. I did a bunch of moving around my life. You know, when I was younger, my dad, he's from West Texas. So I remember not too vividly, but I remember a little bit of me being down there for a couple months, but not too much, you know. So I was in the South a little bit, but mainly up in Ohio. And I mean, I grew up Obetz, moved to Akron, moved to New Philly, and then moved back to Obetz. And then recent chapter of my life, when my whole high school career, I moved to Central. So, or Pickerington, you know, everybody want to call it, but you know, we like to call it Central because
It's Central.
it's not no North City.
We ain't starting that on this show. No. Hey, man. So, has creative arts always just been like just a thing that you just love to, you know, be a part of? Because I hear, you know, we talk all the time, and you're always talking about like different contests and different things. Like you really like to challenge yourself when it comes down to like creating. Like you really appreciate like going after it almost.
Yeah.
Where does that drive come from?
I think the drive for me comes from like nobody else in my family that, you know, does it, and I feel like that's what pushed me, being, you know, different from my family. And my dad, he was a great baseball player. He, you know, ended up playing college ball, And my mom, she's always been, she had me at a very young age, so she's always been, taking care of me, and she's always been working, but nobody's ever done anything creative wise. My mom, she used to design, she used to design, what's the word I'm looking for? She did branding for companies, and she did their signs and stuff, but I was so young, I didn't understand what that meant.
Branding work.
Yeah.
Yep.
But at the end of the day, I feel like what it was is like just seeing that smile on my parents' faces when I was doing something that they never seen before.
Mm-hmm.
And that kind of just pushed me to just be different. And the reaction from people, around you, like when they see somebody that has that type of drive and that type of creativity, and everybody likes, it's a new topic in town. Everybody wants to talk and get something made. So that also pushed me a lot too, just knowing that my reputation is something I gotta like uphold, and the fact that I started making football videos and had to keep pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing. So I definitely say that the creative push for me is just being there for other people, and not so much myself. If it was just myself, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing. If it was just for me, and I mean that's one of my own takes on it. If it was just for me, I probably wouldn't be doing it, and it's something that just worked out.
Right. When you think about transitioning, like what did you do before sports? Like before, like you got into like the mixes, because we're gonna get into that. They called him, man, like the mixtape god or something around here. I don't know, man. This dude, man, he been out here making motion, and I just met him. You know what I mean? Like I just met you. You know what I mean? Bro. Like just last year.
Last
year,
what I mean?
During football season. But it's just one of those things, man, where you just think about it and you're like, dude, like, I feel like I know so much more about you in such little time because you're always going after the mark.
Yeah.
It seems like you always like chasing after something.
Yeah.
Before you did sports, what were you transitioning from?
Man, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, really, it's a really hard question to answer because I've been around sports my whole life. I didn't really have no main thing I did before it. I would say that like I mentioned earlier, I guess I was just transitioning from owning the business, or even though I got into making start my own business with Marshall Media, but I guess it would be a transition from if you really want to if you really want to think about it, I would probably say I transitioned from being a kid to kind of a young adult, and in the sense that I was doing my own thing.
Yep.
And I thought that the world revolved around me, and I realized that wasn't the case at all.
Right.
And I kind of had to step up and do something different. And I'll probably mention this a few times throughout the podcast. I really, really, really loved Ohio State football hype videos. That was my thing. I'd watch those things, I get goosebumps. I'd be like, man. And I didn't know that's what I wanted to do, but I'd be like 8, 9 years old. I'd be watching them videos, be like, "Dang, I'm ready! I'm about ready to go play. Give me my pads." You know what I'm saying?
Right. Let's go.
So making these, hearing people saying they got goosebumps from my video, I was like, "Dang, like that's something I can do."
Yeah.
So man, I would say transitioning from being a kid that thought everything was about me, and a little selfish, and then just trying to grow up and be something bigger than that.
What's your favorite thing to create?
Man, favorite thing to create, I would say, and I'm gonna be different again. Like I'm not gonna say a specific project. I'd probably say something that's unique, something that my favorite thing to create would be something that's different, and that's why I'm always doing something different. That's why I'm always reaching out to do. I'm doing a video for the Chamber of Commerce here, and then I'm shooting Reynoldsburg basketball the next week. So, I would definitely say being unique and shooting with people who really care about what they do, and yeah, man, that's my favorite thing. That's my favorite thing to be creative with. So when there's passion, you can't do something without passion, or you can't do something without love. And when there's passion and love and a bunch of grinding that goes into it, it's just a perfect formula for me.
Nah, that's. Marsky, yeah. I'm really proud of you, man.
I appreciate that.
I'm really proud of you, dude.
Yeah, and you've seen me grow, and I've seen you grow as well. Like I'm proud of you as well, man.
Man, dog, like y'all don't really understand, man. There's so much that I talk about on this show, man, a lot. How always be the middle child. Always, like, there's always that middle child. You know what I mean? Like, you want to be in that middle space. You always want to be grooming somebody. You also always want to be in a place where you can be groomed.
That's facts.
You know what I mean? And a lot of people don't really like that. Like, everybody want to give game. Don't want to receive it. The same person you drop knowledge on is the same person that can drop knowledge on you.
That's
you know
facts.
what I mean? And so, you know, the quicker that you realize that and the quicker that you see, like, look, man, this is a mutual, reciprocal type of relationship. You know what I mean? I feel like the better you both are. I feel like I've grown just because of being in connection with you, Marsky. I mean, think about it. Williamsburg Hoops. We talk, you know, everybody knows, like, you know, they look for two people. Videos from Williamsburg. And originally it was Marsky, and then he, you know, I wasn't even doing video. I was just doing photos. And then I just, you know, one day just was like, let me just do a mix. And it was like, yo, this is inspired. Like, you know what I mean? But you got to think about it. Like, that was inspired by this young man. Like, that's what y'all got to realize. Like, I'm 34 years old. And how old are you, Marsky?
17.
17.
Yes, sir.
Look, dog, we talking about bridging the gap between the generations. We talking about doing something bigger than us, right? Like, it's bigger than us. It's a whole movement. And we got to make sure that we staying connected, man, with the youth. I'm young myself. There's plenty of people that think I'm very young, right? 34 is not old. It sounds old to a 17-year-old because you like.
I say that.
You like, man, 30. Because, that's what I was saying.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When I was 17, I'm like, 30?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Like, Grandpa, get out of here.
I'm weak.
You know what I mean? Yeah. But, you know, it's almost like, you know, you really just get to step into that uncle spot. You know, for me, it was like, oh, man, there's a lot of young guys I'm around. How do I blend into y'all's community, bro? This is y'all's. I wasn't at games every week and all that, like doing all that. I literally did pick Central. And then I seen Marsky say he was going to Berg.
We'll switch up. Plot twist.
On the IG, it was public, you know what I mean? And I hit him up and I said, yo, what's Berg about? And you talking about somebody that, just like Marsky, I'm a Pick Central grad. Yeah. I graduated 2008. You know what I mean? Like, the original boom squad for all my real goons out there, you know, that, you know, we used to hold it down at Central for sure. But, you know, when you think about just bridging the gap, man, talk about the struggles, man. Because I know that there's a lot of difficulties in creating, even at whether it's at a certain level, whether it's style, whether it's like your expression, how you're expressing yourself, pouring more of yourself into your art, right? You know, that's something that comes with growth. Talk about the struggles that you feel like you have faced, and then, you know, how did you overcome them?
There's still struggles I deal with to this day. I could sit down right here and tell you 3 that I've already dealt with today. That, you know, is something that I'm still trying to overcome. Right. I would definitely say I have really heavy ADHD, and I'm all over the place. And that's a blessing. It's also a curse at the same time. ADHD, you know, regular person's brain operates, you know, function here. I'm gonna do A, and I'm gonna do B. I'm gonna do A, and I'm gonna do B. You got A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J. You know, you got everything in your brain, ADHD, and you want to be doing everything at the same time. And, you know, like I said, it's a blessing and a curse. Right. I got multiple projects going on at once, and I think, you know, I get hyper focused really easily, tunnel vision. You know, I come up with something I like, I want to just do that until I get it done. But I'd say the struggles I deal with is definitely like procrastination for sure. You know, dealing with projects that you have a time limit on, and, you know, when it becomes a job instead of just something that you just doing for a hobby, you definitely get to procrastinate just a little bit more. And I feel like after doing it for a minute, it's just easier to push stuff off. And I'm doing, you know, I need to focus more on just my niche and get my thing done before I'm doing other things. And that's just something I struggle with. And that's my biggest struggle for sure, is pushing things off. And you know, also another thing is the struggle is being an academic student and somebody who has to actually caring, you know, about their grades and go to college, and then also having a full on side business on the side is like unheard of. So there's people that, you know, you've seen Shark Tank, you've seen, you know, kids that started businesses, and, you know, you see kids that are, you know, doing stock trading that are like 16 on their parents' accounts making millions, you know, but you never really think about the hard work and grind of somebody that is consistently putting out work as a grown adult at the age of 17. And that's, you know, something I struggle with, bro, is like just keeping up with everything. And it's just it's a world, you know, you ever seen David Goggins before? It's a world where you just got to keep pushing, grinding, and keep on going. You know, who's gonna row the boats? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
Right.
yeah, man, I would say those are my main struggles: procrastination, pushing things off, same boat that is, and then balancing everything. It's just a little hard, and it's something that there's certain aspects and certain things that that I've accustomed to my schedule that helps me, but there's still stuff that I'm still trying to overcome. So it's something that's gonna come with time eventually, and I can't thank everybody enough that allows me to continue to do what I do and and puts up with my nonsense sometimes. So that's definitely, you know, some struggles I deal with.
Man, you know, that's big of you to really think, you know, about, you know, most people can't even like sit back and say what they have a hard problem with.
Yeah.
I think, you know, Marsky, man, you know, when I see you, I see somebody that is light years ahead of their time. What I mean by that is, you think about music, right?
Mm-hmm.
You think about like timeless pieces that have came throughout the generations. Name a timeless song, right? Name like just a timeless song that did not happen in your generation, but you know.
So before I'm born?
Yeah.
Man, that's a hard one. I got
Because I'm going somewhere with this.
Yeah. Man, you really got me choosing here. I would say a timeless song. Oh, that's so hard. You know, I got West Texas country in me, and I got, you know, South Columbus, you know, hip hop in me. So it's really hard to choose from. I'll probably say a timeless song would be this is so left field. I'm gonna say because my name's Marshall and my mom's a huge Eminem fan. I'm gonna say my band D12, just because that's something that you see Eminem in that song going crazy, and you know he's the face of D12 at the time. And the reason I think it's timeless is because he definitely, like, when you think of D12 now, you think of just Eminem. You don't think of anybody else. But it's a timeless song because of how funny and humorous it is. You know, that was the humorous rap stage, and you don't really see that no more.
Right.
So that's why I say. I mean that's definitely out of left field, but that's what I would say. Something timeless. That, or like, you know, something like man, that's a hard question. You can't be doing that to me, man.
I'm just saying, because you think about when we talk about things that stand the test of the time, right?
Mm-hmm.
You think about Nelly.
Mm-hmm.
It's getting hot in here. Bro, that timeless, right?
Yeah.
Still gets played to this day.
Yeah.
Whether you think it's old or not.
I see what you're talking
timeless,
about now.
Right?
Yeah.
Things that stand the test of time. When I say that, I feel like you're light years ahead of your time.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to take that in the fact of you're doing everything right.
Mm-hmm.
Don't lose focus of what you're doing now, because it takes people years to get the level of knowledge, the skill set. Some people just ain't even gifted with it. Like, it don't come to everybody, right?
Yeah.
Favor isn't fair when it comes down to anything in life. And I feel like you got something. Don't lose it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because it's easy to get lost in the sauce.
Mm-hmm.
You're a senior, right?
Yeah.
Graduate.
Mm-hmm.
Going to college.
Something I'm dealing with right now, bro. Like, I'm gonna be dead ass with you. Like, I got jobs, and I got people, you know, and work that I haven't. The deliverables they do, and I'm supposed to have these, you know, these deliverables, and I'm being remorseful. I'm trying to apologize as much as I can. And you know, one of the issues before even booking these things was, you're a senior, you're about to graduate, you got all these things coming up. How are you gonna balance that? And I think I set goals for my time. At the time, I set goals for myself, and I was like, man, it's gonna be easy. I got this.
Right.
Wasn't that easy. So, man, like, I would definitely say, like, being a student in general was just hard. And, you know, nobody really likes school. I mean, there's some people who do, you know, for sure. And I mean, I love learning, but I don't like no chemistry and pre-calc.
Right,
like,
right.
you know,
It's
so
different.
but I still got to balance that with my commitments.
Right.
So Yeah, man, I would for sure say being a student's hard, and balancing everything as a senior is just like crazy. And it's definitely, out of the 4 years I've been doing this, it's like the heaviest year out of all of them for sure.
Yeah. You having fun though?
Yeah,
Like,
man.
do you feel like senior year is at least making out to be somewhat of what, a senior will want? When I look at my senior year, I think like, we had a lot of defeats, but at the same time, I had a lot of good times. You know what I mean? And I feel like the older you get, those are the things you cherish. And so
Yeah.
I'm asking you now, while you're here, before you get my age,
Yeah.
are you having a good time?
I mean, it's my senior year, man. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and lie and say it's like, all rainbows and
Right.
but it's crazy. It hasn't hit me yet. It still hasn't. Senioritis ain't even hit me yet, because I'm like, bro, I'm about to be 18 next month. I'm about to graduate in 2 months. This is the last quarter of my high school career. Like,
That's
excuse you?
crazy.
Like, no, like,
That's crazy.
I know, and it's gonna hit me here soon. Trust me, it is, because it's hit me in moments before, but it hasn't really like sat with me, marinated.
Mm-hmm.
But nah, man, my senior year, it's been cool so far. Definitely chilling. When it comes to the media side of things, definitely not my biggest media year. I would say my biggest media year was my junior year, end of my sophomore year. That's when I was really pushing. But, applying to colleges and doing all that, and not even having to go to school for as much time. It's just been chilling with my homies and making videos, and it's been a good time. It's gonna be something I look back on, and it's definitely naive for me to say that it's not what everybody expects their senior year to be.
Right.
But I feel like I have a little establishment in my head that after COVID, it's a totally different time. Before COVID, I feel like everybody explains everything differently with their senior year and how they went through college, and I don't even know if I'm really supposed to be saying that here, but even after it, after it all happened, it's just different. And this is actually the first year that everything's normal again. It's 4 years after. This is the first year that everything's back in place. And I was in 8th grade when that happened. And they're like 2 weeks of school off, and then a whole year. Like, we're gonna go.
And were you shooting in 8th grade?
In 8th grade, I don't think. I didn't have a camera until my sophomore year. So I had a little DJI Pocket I carried around, but I was editing in 8th grade. I was playing games and doing all that, but I wasn't really focused on media yet.
Right.
But senior year's been cool, bro. It's been chilling.
That's good, man. I just want to make sure you enjoy it. You know what I mean? Like, take some time to yourself to just make sure that you do soak in these moments. You know what I mean? Because these moments don't come all the time. Like, this is, like you said, senior year, it's last year.
I mean, I was hanging out with my bros last night, and it's like something that's so usual that, like, it's not something right now I'm gonna sit here and be like, man, that was crazy. But I guarantee you, in like a year when we all split up and we all in college, it's gonna be like, man, I really missed that.
Yeah. Talk about, when I listen to a lot of your, when I watch a lot of your videos, one of the things that always intrigues me is how you storytell to the music. I know you a big hip hop head.
Yeah.
What kind of music you like, man?
Man, I like to say I like a Swiss Army knife. I listen to everything. My top 5 artists on Spotify this year, number 1 was who was number 1? I forget. I remember my top 5. I had Drake, Morgan Wallen, MG Sleepy,
okay,
Columbus rapper, Tintier, Columbus rapper, Lil Tay 2, Columbus rapper. So, like, I listen to everything, man. I would say, I was at a Drake concert a couple weeks ago, and then I was at a Morgan Wallen concert last year. So music to me is just like it's like an escape. I love listening to music. Music is you can just match music to any moment in your life. Going down the road, having your windows down, listening to your favorite music is a vibe, bro.
Yeah, it is.
And there's definitely a different type of vibe. You can be late night listening to Teenage Fever, and then you can be late night listening to some. Man, you can listen to some Tim McGraw.
What's Teenage Fever?
Teenage Fever by Drake.
Oh, okay.
You know that song. Trust me, that song.
Yeah, I'm not good with names of songs for real. It's too much music that come out. When I hear the beat, I'll be like, oh yeah, that's it. That's it.
Yeah. I'm definitely my homie Tyler. He's crazy with the music. He's the guy I go to when I really need to lock in and get some new stuff, because I be listening to the same thing on repeat. If I like it, I like it. But Yeah, I mean, I listen to everything. I listen to country, rock, or not even rock, really. That's the one thing I won't listen to, metal rock. Mm-hmm. But I listen to country, rap, anything along those lines, really. Pop.
Talk about collaborating,
Mhm.
right? Like, you're a big collaborator. Like, you collab with a lot of people.
Yeah.
When it comes down to like creating and collabing, who's your favorite people to collab with? You know, if you had to name a few.
We talking athletes or we talking just everybody?
We talking about other creators.
Other creators, yeah. I definitely say since I've been doing this, who's somebody I would pick? First, I can just start out with you. I mean, like we've been locked in for about a year now. I mean,
for sure.
Definitely can hit you up whenever I need to. Love collabing with you because there's always some type of different. You love storytelling. You love adding your own little twist onto it. And I like the fast pace. You know, edit here. Mm-hmm. So definitely, we have a good mix. I would definitely say my boy DJ Pella's Media. It's my dog.
Shout out to DJ Pella's Media.
I've been with him for a minute.
Yes, sir.
I'd say Macy made it. You know, she my dog too.
Yo, pause there. Macy made it. Listen, you got great work. You have that's my camera. You got great work. All right. Now, I wanna work with you. All right. Let's talk. Let's get you in here because when I see that
that's dangerous.
Signature,
that's north. That's north.
That is north. It's north. It's fine. Mm-hmm. This is a creative's world.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we was talking about before, and we'll get back to the other creators that you like to collab with. Sure. But like we was talking about before offline, our job is to create. Mm-hmm. See, one thing that'll help you go far is by never allowing anybody to stand in between you and somebody else that does the same thing as what you do.
Facts.
Because we all can grow together, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That Central North stuff, I'm just a graduate of Central. So, of course, you know, I would definitely side with my Tigers for sure. But, I mean, when North wins, like they did this past year,
you don't got to talk about it.
I'm like, hey, you know, you got to tip your hat, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because respect is given where respect is earned, you know what I mean? And they earned it, you know what I mean? And they got some really talented guys over there, man. And they doing great things over there. So, you know, if you talk to me offline, I'm going to be like, yeah, you know, I got the Tigers right there, you know what I mean? Like, you know,
right there.
Young Eddie, you know what I mean? Get it. We used to get it in. Boom Squad, like I told y'all. But when I say that we do the way we did things back then, and the way that things are done now are really the same, right? They're really the same, and these are the reasons why everything's based off principles. Everything's based off the principles that were laid, the foundation that was laid, right? We was at the basketball game this past Saturday. Olentangy Orange, you know, they had a great team, right? Great game.
Yeah.
But for me, the evening was more so just about the annoyance of trying to shoot in such a chaotic atmosphere. Like, it was just so much. Like, you had to stand here, stand there. I accidentally wore boots. So the guy was like, you can't be on the court. And, you know, you just talk about all those different, like, just challenges we faced this weekend.
Yeah.
This is the reason why we all got to stay connected.
For sure.
You know what I mean? Because, bro, like, I didn't know. And when you got there, you was like, oh, yeah, that dude's cool, man. Yeah. I was like, for real? Because he don't seem too cool.
Yeah, hey, that's the thing, man. You got to make friends with your enemies, brother. And that guy, I mean, he was, for everybody that doesn't know, we talking about a OSHA staff member. You know, he's the guy that lays the hammer down. He ain't letting you on the court, and especially when it comes to filming basketball in the postseason, he's a part of a team of people that make sure you follow the rules.
Dude, like, they are the FBI of the sideline.
As soon as he told me, I kid you not, as soon as he told me that, you know, this guy was being mean, not mean, but this guy was telling him to do this and do that, I went up and dapped him up. I was like, how you been, bro? Like,
I know. And, you know, but this is the thing. That's the power of community, right?
For sure.
It all goes back full circle. This is the reason why we need each other. This is why I'm 34, you're 17, and we sitting here having a very intelligent conversation about things that can make us grow, things that can make us bigger, right? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so when you talk about community, and as you're talking about like the different people, man, that's what this is about. That's why I stopped and said, Macy, yo, you fire. You got great work. And I never want people to mistake my energy that I bring as like I'm coming at people. Yeah. You know, I'm just a fired up old dude, you know?
Yeah. We young though. You just said you was young though, so we ain't gonna say.
Yeah. I'm definitely young. Yeah. I'm definitely on the young side, but to y'all, I'm an old dude. You know what I mean? Like, you know,
whatever you trying to say, but
back
to creators for sure though. I didn't even talk to DJ in like months, but the reason I brought his name up is because he's somebody I started off with. Me and him traveling to EYBO together. Me and him talking about rooming together. We never did, but talking about doing things together like that. And I'll be honest with you right now. You go through my whole page. I don't even know if I could tell you I've collabed with a single other creator on my page with a video, and that's not me being selfish or nothing, but like nobody that there was no like everybody's in their own lane,
right?
And merging lanes could be difficult. You don't want to really give that your sauce to somebody else's and there's because you got to do what's best for you, but you also got to do what's best for the community, and you got to be that guy that people look up to. And I'll definitely say right now, since I've been doing it, Carson's Full. If you know Carson, he's crazy with the camera. He's doing crazy stuff at Cincinnati right now. He's just a year older than me, and he's great. You got Nosa. Nosa's amazing. He's in Columbus. He's doing documentaries. He did the movie with Dev Royal and Dalen Swain, and got bunch of scholarship money for kids. And
dope.
And Nosa's crazy with the camera. So you got people like Nosa and Carson and but definitely like close people to me in my circle. On my academic team, I got Kai, Flicks by CW. It's my boy too. He's been doing Walnut Ridge and stuff this year. Been going crazy. I mean, there's just a ton of creators. You can't list them all. You know what I'm saying? Jake Spiegel. Jake Spiegel. That's my dude too. I mean, he was
shout out Jake. Shout out 270 Hoops,
for
man.
sure. Jake, he was
Big
there
respect.
for me. He was there for me, helping me how to shoot and film and how to be quick on it. Since I was a freshman, sophomore, and he's still here doing it.
And pause there. Talk about Jake, right? Jake Spiegel, right? I remember when I was at the Reynoldsburg game, right? And remember we sitting on the sideline, and you told me, I was like, bro, I have to figure out a way to remember. I told you all the hours I was spending on the first few videos, like all night, like literally surfacing. Like I'm literally going through piles and piles of media,
crazy,
like
amounts.
Bro, plays that never turned into nothing, anything. And remember when I sat there and I said, my guy, I have to figure out a way to be able to not take home the bad stuff.
Yeah.
And you told me on the sideline, you said, man, Jake Spiegel told me about the putting the finger in front of the lens.
Yeah.
And remember, I was like, well, to be honest, at that moment, I felt like I'm not going to remember to do that.
Yeah.
But that was a great idea, though.
Yeah.
And because of the information he gave you a while ago, way before I was probably even thinking about doing something like this, here I am years later, an older guy. I'm asking you on the sideline, and you like, well, why don't you just delete it?
Yeah. Like, that's what I do, bro. Like, and that's what.
Dude, it was that simple. Remember, bro, I told my wife about it. I came home.
Y'all don't even understand, bro.
I called Marsky so many times. He wouldn't pick up. I was texting him like, bro, thank you, bro. You're a lifesaver, bro. I swear. Like, I was just so grateful for the information because that cut down I was literally staying up all night right here at this compound right here. If I turn around, this is where I'm at all night editing. Got monitors going, doing X, Y, and Z. So thank you, Jake Spiegel, for dropping gems on Marsky years ago that was still able to benefit me today here in 2024. That's how community goes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's how this cycle's supposed to go. But go ahead.
Yeah, man. Jake taught me the the finger in front of the lens trick. You put your hand over the lens completely. You press record right after a dunk, and it's just a way of sorting through your clips. And I mean, it saves hours, bro. And something that since I record only, I'll never go to a game and not have who I'm recording for in mind. I always go to a game with one team, I'm rolling with. And I really never record, like, you'll never really see blocks from me and stuff on defense because I don't really record defense too much. I only record offense. And that allows me to, though I'm losing, the potential, crazy block, which happens once a year, twice a year, where I'm like, dang, I missed, that crazy shot. But it allows me to, delete, stuff in transition. And, when they're going to defense, okay, delete this clip.
Right.
Save this clip, film, So, Jake definitely helped me in that. In that sense, he literally just, I forget. I think he told me he learned it from somebody too. But
that's crazy.
Yeah.
And I mean, that probably is true. That's how information cycles, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, but that's literally the bridge of community. You know what I mean? I keep going back to that because I feel like me meeting you was purposeful.
Yeah.
You meeting me was design. You get what I'm saying? Like, it was on purpose for me to meet you. Why?
Yeah.
Because, bro, that brung really the spunk back. For real. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I had been doing weddings for so long. You know what I mean? Like, just doing weddings. Everything was weddings. And I did other stuff on the side, but I always wanted to get tapped into the sports world. And then even going to Central, it was really hard to kind of get on there. You know what I mean? And then finally, when I talked to, LaMonaco and then, I don't know who I talked to first, but then I had to talk to the AD, Lisa Morelli. Shout out Lisa. She's super dope. Always be cool with me. Always cool with me. But I had to hit up Lisa.
Yeah.
And I started going to the football games. And then I met you. And I remember just like, because I'm just the type of person, when I see other people.
Where did we meet at? Was it the North game?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. Because I remember somebody pointing at you and be like, man, his weddings are $10,000 a piece. I was like, huh? I walk over, you start spitting. I'm like, damn, this guy's cool. Like he's shooting crazy.
Somebody told you that?
Somebody was like, yeah, that's Eddie over there. I was like, who's that? He's like, $10,000 weddings. That's all I heard. And then I started walking that way. I said, I'm gonna go say what's up to this guy. He's shooting with the A7 III or A7 IV out here with him, Shogun and this crazy equipment. I'm like, this stuff I ain't ever seen. I haven't seen since Darren Scarberry. Shout out Darren Scarberry. He's crazy. He's doing stuff for Slam and or actually he's an NFL live correspondent now. But
for real?
Yeah, Darren's the dude. He's actually from here too.
Okay.
Yeah, he's crazy.
Darren, hit me up, man.
For sure.
Hit me up. And then talk about this live correspondent position. Yes, sir. I am trying to
He'll
be
be doing it for the
all the way involved.
Browns and the Bengals.
Okay. Yeah, I respect those guys, man. They put in a lot of work, man. They put in a lot of solid hours.
That's your,
man.
like, talk about being in your own lane. Being a live correspondent for Major League, bro. Like you have everything that everybody else wants at the tip at your fingertips, and you got to do something that's different.
Yep.
And you got to put out some crazy work.
Yep.
You know the guy got banned for doing the Tyreek Hill flip with his phone?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
he's doing numbers though.
Yeah, he's doing numbers because
he's doing numbers. Yeah.
So you just gotta do what's different, bro, and like having this, just capitalizing on what you got. It's all it is.
Talking about standing out, man. What's next for Marsky to stand out? You know what I mean?
To stand out?
To stand out, like what do you do, and what's like next for you? What can people expect out of your work? That's gonna be different. They know Marsky's he's up there now.
I don't think anybody's ready for this like college side of me. Like I'm really ready to focus on a team and a story.
Yeah.
And I've been doing that since sophomore year, freshman year, but actually being my major now, like I gotta lock in. So
right.
it's no more balancing.
Right.
I mean, of course, it's always gonna be balancing, but it's no longer being fearful of I gotta get this Kim grade done, bro, because. No, I got to focus on my major, and my major is going to be film and sports media and being there for the athletes. And, wherever I go to college right now, we looking at a lot of different places, following a crazy team is going to be pretty, bringing that spot, bringing that sauce that we got here, it's going to be pretty tough. Yeah. So next up for sure, definitely.
And where are you going to school? Have you decided
so
yet?
Right now.
The decision.
It ain't that big. So, ever since I was a kid, bro, not even a kid, I'm not going to lie to you here. Since I was a freshman, even sophomore, ever since I started considering sports, it was always I want to be in my own lane. And LSU was my thing. They got no YouTube channel for their football team.
The real Joe Burrow.
they got no YouTube channel for their football team. Their content ain't keeping up that well. They had a really good basketball video team, but the whole point of that was I want to go start my own thing. I want to be the face of LSU media, and they got basketball. Women's is crazy. They won natties. Baseball, crazy win natties. They're always top 10 in football. Always top 25. Let's be real. But they're insane. Men's basketball was always really good until they had that scandal. But I wanted to go somewhere that had a crazy Power 5 level of talent. But no content. It's really getting put out. So I was looking at LSU my whole life, what am I saying? My whole high school career. And then I came to the realization that their majors suck. Like, I don't want to go major in sub niche film degree. I don't want to go major in their post-grad program. They have a digital media and arts and engineering school. Like, that don't sound fun or appealing at all. So, that's probably off the table there. But right now, I'm pretty between Tennessee and OU, and that's very different. Tennessee's a SEC school, Power 5, great sports. OU is a MAC school in
Party school.
In Ohio, party school. But at the same time, I know where I go, there's going to be content.
Right,
and I know that I'm going to be able to do what I'm doing now. It's just, what level am I trying to do that at? And I know OU has I don't care about going to school for 6 years. I'll do it. And I know their post-grad program is #1 in the nation for sports administration, so. And
see, this is the type of stuff, information that wasn't provided back then, right?
Yeah.
And this is what we talk about light years ahead. A lot, and I'm not just saying this just for people to just think I'm singling you out of your generation.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of y'all very bright. Y'all understand. Like, you already talking about what's the best post-grad. Like, that's preparation. That's being ready to really start getting to it, man. And I think, when I hear about your story and I think about your story and, I've seen you work, man. I'm gonna pause real quick. There was one time Marcy was at a basketball game, and I think it was Pick Central versus Pick North. And you were Reynoldsburg versus Central, and he was sitting on the court, and you had headphones on, and I remember I don't know if it's Diallo. He go by Diallo on Instagram.
I'm lost.
I don't know. One of the other creative dudes was like, "Yo, I was trying to get your attention."
Oh, I know. Yeah.
And they was like, "Hey, well, Marsky locked in. He's locked in." I was like, "Oh, okay. Good to know. Good to know." I was just looking at him down there. I was like, boy growing up on me.
That video did that video did numbers, by the way.
Hey, it did.
That video was crazy.
It did do numbers.
I had the MG Sleepy comment on that one.
Yeah, you did. Yeah. But when I look back over everything and just seeing you work, man, I see just somebody with a bright future, man. And that's why before you go make it to the big time,
all right,
I had to bring my boy on. You know what I mean? Look,
more glad to be here
man,
too, bro.
Look, bring him into the den, man. Make sure that it was said here first. You know what I mean? This is your statement. You know what I mean? And anything you do going forward, you got the full support of the directors there, full support of KFCIMAGES. Yeah. You know what I mean? And the sports branding, whatever. I'm tapped in on all avenues. So I love to help.
Like creators in, bro. Like where creativity is the topic. Like that's. I mean, it's something in its own in itself.
There's so much stuff we can create, man.
Exactly, bro.
There's so many things that we can create, and listen, the sky is limitless, man.
Oh yeah.
There's nothing that we can't do. There's nothing that we can't. No problem we can't solve. All we gotta do is put our minds to it, man.
Facts.
I would love. This is what I would love. Is me, you, Macy made it, Kai. Anybody that shoot to find a venue.
I mean, that's even like just Macy and Kai. That's my age, the kids that are in the same boat as me type,
Yeah, so Macy and Kai, and have everybody down here in the director's den. We just talk high school. Like, I'm so interested, man. Y'all all got different styles. Y'all all like literally got y'all's own staple.
For
you
sure.
at Central and at Berg. She at North. Bro, ain't he at North?
Yeah, he had North. He was doing North football, and then he switched to Ridge basketball. I was talking to him. He was talking to me about Kai was like, what should I do? What should I do? What should I do? And I was like, man, you just want to. And he was asking me for advice, and we're sitting there we're in the library, and I'm like, you just want to find a team that you can be passionate about, and you can be you want to go shoot. Right. It's also crazy, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I knew Walnut Ridge was gonna be one of those teams. They just lost sadly, but they Dom Aiken is a different breed. He's tough, and I knew Kai would put some type of spin on it. And also, from a different perspective, Walnut Ridge ain't that fancy, ain't that nice at all.
Right.
And I knew that would put Kai in a different type of position. And Kai, I knew Kai would be able to fit that, Yeah. And he went there, and he's, getting turned about it. He's like, bro, like we ain't really coming from that much, but like we doing numbers,
right,
know? And,
right.
Like my mom would not have let me at his age go film a Walnut Ridge game. I mean, at his age, yeah, but a year before that, no way. You know, if I would have first got my license.
How old is Kai?
He's 17. He just turned 17, maybe.
Oh, okay.
Nah, maybe he's 16. I couldn't tell you. 16 or 17 though, for sure. He's a junior.
Man, these is kids getting to it, man.
Yeah.
I'm inspired, by seeing all the work that y'all do, man. And as I continue, man, doing sports media, I hope that I could get to work with all y'all, you know what I mean? Because, there's one thing just about that collaboration, and I love that each one of y'all have y'all's own style and unique touch. You know what I mean? And I would love to just be a part of any project that y'all got going on.
Oh, for
just
sure.
Because, that's just what I do. That's in my blood. Creating is that's what we do. You know what I mean? And
we got Ohio State gig coming up.
Man, what's
you
up?
There, you there?
Like like I said, man.
Ohio State NIL.
I would love
Angel City athletes. Shout out.
Hey man, my boy's doing big things, man, and I'm proud of you. You know what I mean? Make sure
that for real.
You still take time to enjoy the few weeks, months, whatever you got here.
Bro.
Because you think about it, man, your mama gonna miss you.
Yeah.
Your dad gonna miss you. You know what I mean? Look, your sister gonna miss you. The people that love you, they're gonna miss you, but everybody's so happy to see you go off to do the next big thing your life. You know what I mean? Like, and that's major. There's not a lot of people out here that's focused like that. And you really gotta give yourself and tip my hat to you. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because, dog, I'm just trying to give you your flowers now. Yeah. You know what I mean?
I'll definitely.
Before you go, he about to go crazy. I can, bro, like,
nobody.
Bro, about to
nobody's
go crazy.
Nobody's ready. I'm gonna be doing some things that nobody's, even thinking of. It's gonna be.
He holding out information.
You gonna be on the stovetop in the kitchen, and I'm gonna be in the oven. I'm gonna be doing stuff that's behind the scenes. Nobody's thinking about.
Okay.
But go back, bro. Like on what you just said about enjoying the moment, enjoying your high school career. It's been the grind that I went through my sophomore. I didn't know you at the time, but everybody knows, and I'm gonna use this, as humbly as I can. The Marsky Prime was definitely my sophomore year when I was filming Central for the first year. I did 30 games straight. I did every single game, mixtape, pictures, game day graphics, and I was doing that at 15. So, there was nights I was staying up. Like, we would get back home on a school night on a Thursday. I'd be up till 3 a.m. I get this mixtape out. I post it at 7 a.m. when we get to school. Everybody's talking about it in the hallway. And that was, I will say right now, my high school experience is mainly around people seeing the videos and stuff. And I didn't really like the grind took a lot away a lot from it. But I wouldn't sacrifice. I wouldn't go back and change it at all. Because the sacrifice I made of grinding got me to where I'm at. So I would say, part of my high school career, that the uniqueness of it is my business and grinding that. And I'm not so, against missing out on things because I know I'm going somewhere with what I'm doing.
Right.
But
you next level with it, man.
Yeah, bro. We ain't even get into it yet. There's stuff that we can dive into all day. I mean, I did Nike, YBL my sophomore year. That was right after Pick Central. We did got shot. My pin pictures on my Instagram profile is LeBron James. That was crazy.
How was that moment? How did that happen?
Man, I was actually Coach Q I'm gonna keep this short for everybody. All Ohio Red, Coach Dev. Shout out Coach Dev. I would not be where I'm at without Coach Dev. Coach Howard is my guy. He's put me on.
Shout out Coach Dev.
He really put me on. Yeah, and I want this to be a clip for sure because that's my dog. He got me in. I was sitting at a lunch table sophomore year. He comes up to me. He's like, man, you want to do that? I had a handheld DJI camera. He's like, hey man.
The Osmo?
Yeah, the Osmo.
I got one down there.
And he's like, man, you wanna shoot with us for this year? And I gave him some outrageous price. I mean, I was looking at YouTube videos, and I gave him, and he worked with me, and we got it done. And that's what I should be charging now. But like at the time though, I grinded, and for Coach Dev, he put me on. He got me in all my stuff with Pick Central, and he got me into All Ohio Red EYBL. If it wasn't for him, I would not be where I'm at. But go back on the LeBron moment. Coach Dev had me locked in with All Ohio Red, the AAU team for Ohio and Nike, and I'm just there shooting. And Coach Q, shout out Coach Q. He's the head coach for the 17 U at the time. He All Ohio Red legend. He Chris Paul's best friend, and not Chris Paul. What am I saying? What am I trying to say? Clutch Sports. Clutch Sports. Oh, what's his name? Oh no. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Clutch Sports. Rich Paul. Rich Paul. Yeah. So Coach Q. Shout out Coach Q. So we're shooting at Ohio Red. Coach Q, All Ohio Red legend. He's really tight with Rich Paul. Mm-hmm. And LeBron comes in the middle of this game because Bronny's playing at the time and Bryce is playing at the time at the Peace Jam. We're in Georgia. And LeBron runs in, smacks Coach Q on the butt, goes down, sits down. And I kid y'all not, I was doing the whole thing on the game. As soon as LeBron comes in, we whipping it this way. And we watching him the whole time. So it starts taking him. And then after it, bro, he's like, everybody's, going crazy because LeBron's there. It was actually a nice moment. He took a hug with a kid from GL3 Elite, Houston's team. Mm-hmm. And hugs that kid. And that kid was going crazy. And then he's walking towards me. And I'm like, chest, like we tight. Like you can see the picture on my Instagram profile. I'm right here. You can see his crown on his tooth with the LeBron logo. That was surreal, bro. I was right next to an idol from Ohio, and it didn't hit me until it hit me.
Whoa, pause.
Okay, yeah, all right. Cut that.
Oh man, nah, bro. You've had some great moments. It sounds like just all the experiences that you've had. What's one thing that you're taking away from senior year that you will take with you?
One thing I'm taking away from my senior year is, man, asking these crazy questions, bro. Like, I would definitely say something that I've done the senior year that I'm gonna take with me is being different. And I said that since the beginning of this podcast. Being unique and being different is something that I always strive to do. And I would like to say my editing is in my own lane. There's definitely people that, like Nashi FX in Atlanta. You got people that are crazy and do like this super fast mixtape stuff that, I do. And that are way better than me at it. And I would say one thing from my senior year I'm taking away is just like, being unique and grinding, bro. And I've been doing that for my past 3 years, but we still going at it. And in college, it's going to be just as important as it was in high school. And it's going to be crazy, bro. And just coming from somewhere that's just humble, bro. Like I would even say, like back to when I was doing EYBL, I sat down with my boy from GL3 Elite. What's his name? I'm blanking on his name right now, but I'm saying that he has 100,000, 200,000 followers, and I'm sitting down next to him just having a conversation with him. I didn't even know who he was. I'm sitting down just talking to him. I'm talking to bro, and he's like, he's laughing, and we cutting it out. I'm like, you got Instagram, bro? Like, let me get you on Instagram. Like, when you play, just let me know. He gives me his Instagram. I see 90K verified. I said, huh? It's Master P son. Master P, the rapper.
Oh, yeah.
It's his son. So I'm like, well, and he still follow me to this day. We was still tight. So, people like that, bro, just like being a light for people, like I did work for Jared McCain, Nick in the Cut, and people that are just like, everybody loves to see in the scene. Nick in the Cut doing crazy things now. Jared McCain, obviously at Duke balling. I would just say something that, I'm taking from my high school career, my senior year specifically, is just, coming from a different light, and being that attraction for other people in the sense that, it's something different that they want to be a part of, for sure.
Bro, it's been a pleasure having you on this show, man.
The buffs on too, brother.
Bro, you got the buffs on.
Sunday
My boy's
night.
headed to the next level, man. I feel like, I wanted you to feel like draft day. You feel like draft day in here?
Hey, man, these cameras and all this equipment, man. Y'all don't even see the camera that he's shooting with right now, but that's a car and a half right there. So I mean,
I dropped game, man. That's the Sony F5.
Yeah, Sony F5.
Sony F5. So you got the Sony Venice, you got the Sony F55, Then you got the Sony F5.
Yeah.
Top 3 Sony cinema cameras. That camera body is 10 years old, but still, to this day, a top runner for all cinema quality.
I can't thank, you enough for having me, bro. And, like, the Director's Den, like, it's going to go crazy. KFC Images itself is already crazy, but the Director's Den itself, amazing name. And then you got
You like the name?
It's the Director's Den. Yes, I love the name.
Yeah.
Nah, man, I'm definitely going to say I can't wait to see other creators on this platform. And obviously Eddie doing his thing. And anybody that needs some type of, confirmation that's legit, pull up. It's definitely worth it for sure. Man's booked out till April already, and it's March. What is it? March 9th?
Yeah, it's March.
March 10th, whatever it is.
We like to celebrate the small wins, man. We booked up, man, all of April. We got a lot of big names, a lot of good people coming in to the den next month, man. So we are looking to book in more in May right now.
Yes, sir.
But I hear everybody. Listen, trust me. I hear everybody. I want y'all to be on the show, man. But, in due time, you know what I mean? And it's all about perfect timing. I think that this was the right time to have you on.
Yeah, I'm going to be back for sure.
We're
be on
bro.
the couch next time.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Bro. We're going to be talking about something crazy.
Yes, sir.
Illuminati or whatever. I don't even know.
Yes, sir, man. And let me put everybody up on game, man. The Off the Couch, on the Couch. I know I just started this kind of like segment.
Yeah.
Shout out to Des Arnaz. I had him on the last episode, man, for Off the Couch, man. It was phenomenal. I learned a lot about him and his story. But the Off the Couch, just to kind of paint some perspective, because this is a community. I want y'all to know what we're doing. Off the Couch is more so diving into the life of the creator. Diving into the life of the musician, whoever we have on here. On the Couch is more so a conversation. You know what I mean? We like to eat, kick back, and really talk about different topics. And so I just want everybody to kind of understand, what on the couch, off the couch is. But right now, we off the couch with Marsky. Marsky, go ahead and give them your ads, man. Tell them where they can find you.
Hey, bro, y'all can find me, Marsky
Right
Media.
here.
I
got you.
Where are we looking at?
Right there in front of you.
All right, brother. We got Marsky Media on IG, marskymedia.com. Y'all can check me out. You got everything. And then, Marsky Media, baby. You know what I'm saying?
Marsky Media, everything. Make sure y'all go follow him. Make sure you run his numbers up. Listen, if you like this episode, man, y'all want to see more, make sure you click like. Make sure you click subscribe. Make sure you turn your notifications on because we running it up. This the Director's Den. We out. Let's go.
Yeah, so that's it right there.